This will be a short video class on Excel, beginning, beginning formulas and formatting. So I am going to share my screen, bring up Microsoft Excel, and there it is. We don't have much here, just some raw data. It's not really going to help us very much. So we need to do some formatting. I'll make sure that all of these fit, and then because you might have, let's just say that that one was over there. You can't read all the names and the heading is truncated. When you float over that line between two columns and double click, it will automatically size the column to the width of your largest piece of data. Sales by months, obviously I plan to have all the months here. So the sales is a merged group of cells. I'll unmerge. There we go. It's not very useful that way. And so we'll go right ahead and put it back. It's real simple. Click merge and center, and there it is, just the way I want it. And we have two over here, total yearly sales and total commission paid. Those two are just too long to, stretch the cell that wide. I don't want it that wide. It's up to you. If you'd like that, that's perfectly fine. But I highlighted them both, and I'm going to right click and choose to format cells. Now, alignment has this text control. I could shrink it to fit, but I think it wouldn't be readable. So I'm going to wrap text, and I want you to see what happens to the entire header row. There we go. So we have a really large header row now. I kind of like that. It looks good to me. And right here, these two, I actually want right justified. Just because. And we could do the same with this entire row, and we probably will in just a few minutes. So we are getting a little further with formatting that will make our data more useful. I want the header row to stand out though. So I'm going to bold it. That's what that one does. Make the font just a little larger. And I want a row underneath it to make it look like titles. So right here, I can choose a border. And I'm going to choose a thick bottom border. There we go. Now you can see I need to reformat this and this one, and even this one to make them fit. But they look good. Now we have our header line looking really nice. We don't have all our months though. So once you have two items of data, whether it's 2 months, two numbers that are consecutive, anything like that that has a logical reason for being, you can float over that little green box in the bottom right corner of the outside cell, stretch across, and you can see it intends to put December in that last cell. There they are. And they're all perfectly spelled. You don't have to worry about it. And we'll just bold them. I'm not going to make them larger or anything, but September, there we go, is just, November and December are just a little short too. You could use abbreviations if you wish. I think Excel will figure that out too. So now it's a little more useful, but still not giving me any real data. We have raw data here, but what do we do with it? So over here, we're going to add this person's sales for the year. Not just that, but we want it to be a rolling total. So we'll click in the cell where we want the total to be put, click on auto sum, and you can see it highlighted what it thinks I want to add. And it's perfectly correct. That is what I want. If I didn't want D3 to 0 or 03, I could change either of those or both. But I'm going to hit enter. There's the total sales for that person year to date. And the same thing is now going to work for the formula going down. So I highlight the cells that correspond to the data, and there we have it. We have every person's year-to-date sales right there. It's not quite as easy to figure a commission because that's going to be year-to-date sales times the percent. So we need to use an equals to tell Excel this is a formula. Then click on the year-to-date sales, Q3, type an asterisk, which means multiply, and then go back and click on the commission. Now when I hit enter, it calculates the commission. And I can copy that formula down all the way. Now we have some data that can actually be quite useful, but maybe our manager wants to see everybody sorted by their hire date. So you make sure that you include all of the data, but nothing extra. So don't include the header rows, don't include the empty rows, just the ones that have data. And the ribbon up here, I'm in the Home tab, but as you go across, you can see there are more items. I'm going to click on Data and Sort. So if I want, it's going to be column B, smallest to largest. Oops, it's not going to be B. I said hire date, didn't I? Let me check and make sure. Yep, that's the start date. C, oldest to newest. Perfect. Click OK, and you probably noticed that everything moved. So this is John Anderson's actual sales for the year. And you can see that the start dates are now in the correct order. So now the owner of the company has decided, well, cool, but I want to see who's the best salesman for the year. Go back to the sort. It's not going to be column C this time, it's going to be column P. So we hit P, but I don't want smallest to largest. I want the best person at the top. It's the largest to smallest, and OK. You can see that this is the largest of the sales items. Marilyn Blake is our best salesperson for the year. Notice one thing though, the commissions paid to her are less than the commissions paid to the second place person. And that is due to this right here. Some people are getting paid a higher commission than others. And that's probably because they earned that in a previous year. But Marilyn now is going to get a commission hike. So let's move her to 3%. And there we have it. Now she is getting the highest commission as well as the highest sales. You can see how easy it is to use this data and to, just get everything so readable. And you can always add more by putting another line in there. You, of course, are going to keep inputting the month's data as you go along to keep it updated. But that's all I really wanted to show you today. So I'm going to stop the share. It's a quick lesson in Excel. Those are beginning functions, and there would be a lot more in a half-hour class.